All right, here we go. This is the second game of week 12, or the fourth game of week 12. I've already simulated two of the games. So this morning I played week 1, game 12, week 1, game 1. Winnipeg defeated Montreal in Montreal 41-22, bringing Winnipeg to 7-3, Montreal to 4-7. And then I did an instant results game between Edmonton and Ottawa. Ottawa's 1-9. I just am no mood to play Ottawa. But Ottawa won, so they end up being they get a win against Edmonton. They won 30-17. Instant results. They go to 2-9, and Edmonton falls to 3-7. Week 3, I was debating on this being the game of the week and playing it out completely, but I decided, pressed for time, I would go ahead and simulate it using the score by quarter charts. BC Lions head to Toronto and. Toronto holds BC down. They win it 24-10. Toronto is 7-4, and the Lions are 5-6. It's like they just can't. They can't get over the hump and push away. So Toronto now at 7-4, looking pretty. What were they? It was 6-4. They just won it. Yeah, 7-4. And the last game of the week, the 9-0 undefeated Saskatchewan Roughriders at Calgary to face Dave Dickinson's Stampeders. This team is at McMahon Stadium. Quarterback Adams. I believe Adams has been out injured the last few weeks in real life. I think they've had a backup playing. P.J. Walker, I think? I can't recall. Anyway, Mills, Vaughn are the backs. Philpott, Rhymes, Jones, and Brooks are top receivers. We have Paredes kicking, and our return man is Brooks. Calgary is not faring as well in my project as they are in real life, but Saskatchewan, holy cow. Again, 9-0, coached by Corey Mace. Trevor Harris at quarterback, Oulet and Stevens at the backs. Johnson, Mayers, Emulus, and Robustelli are the top receivers. Lather is our place kicker, and Alford is our return man. Saskatchewan comes in here B versus C, so they're going to be a B for this game. So again, the undefeated Saskatchewan looking good. Calgary at home is B versus D. B versus D is B. So this is going to be a game that Calgary could win, as they have home field advantage, meaning they're going to get the ball the last in the fourth quarter. All right, let's see what happens here, folks. Playing out the full game. Saskatchewan starts off at McMahon Field, coached up by Corey Mace. Tells Trevor Harris, go out there and burn the house down. Saskatchewan, though, on B3 is a punt, and it is not a rouge. So they're forced to punt from deep in their own territory is what I would imagine that means. Here we go. Calgary is going to turn it over. Oh, my God. It's going to be a TOD. So Calgary drives down the field, and they turn it over on downs. They go for it on 3rd and short and don't get it. The fans here in Calgary murmur among themselves, but not yet booing Calgary. But Saskatchewan is going to score. This is what happens when you let a good team, when you get a chance like that, that's where you want to reach out and take the lead, right? But they're going to get just a field goal. So Saskatchewan on the road is going to manage only a Lather field goal. In Calgary's final possession of the first quarter in the game of the week, it's going to be another turnover on down. So Calgary twice goes down the field, and for whatever reason, I get it. Calgary, I can see it plain as day. Dickinson says, we're not going to beat the Rough Riders kicking field goals. We've got to convert and score touchdowns this week, and we need to get our together. And guess what? They failed on both. So the Rough Rider defense holds, and Calgary comes out of that first quarter down only 3-0. And here's an example of a coach thinking they're going to need touchdowns to beat Saskatchewan. And ironically, if they'd kicked both field goals, it would be 6-3 Calgary. But once again, you don't coach to win in the first quarter. You coach to win the game. And the first quarter, games are not won or lost in the first quarter. Saskatchewan, what did you think? You thought they were going to hold the Rough Riders down all day? No way. Touchdown, Rough Riders. And it's going to be, and again, 7-8-9. The Rough Riders are headed for an undefeated season if things continue as they are. 7-8-9. Running back power sweep. So Oulet is going to punch it in with a run. PAT. It's now 10-0 Saskatchewan. And Dave Dickinson now getting nervous as they've fallen behind by double digits to the visiting Rough Riders. 2 on B is a punt, and it is not a rouge. So they're forced to punt this time. Wow. Saskatchewan goes to work. Oh, pick six. Harris drops back. Double taps. He looks late back across the field. So the thing about football, folks, I don't care what level, junior high, high school, college, pros, Canadian, arena, I don't care what it is. You never throw late, right? If you have any doubts, don't throw it. If you have doubts, it's too late. You've already waited too long. You look at it, you think about it, and then you finally go. By then, everybody on the defense has seen your eyes. Everybody's read it and jumped it. And Trevor Harris decides to go back left across the field after looking at, double clutched it, threw it anyway, and it's been a pick six. And the pick six is by Green, intercepted by Green. And hallelujah, Calgary's fans erupt as Green snatches that deep sideline out, and he's off to the races, pick six. Then there are two bad things to do in football. Throwing off your back foot, which can be a little overrated because so many of these quarterbacks now are so strong, they tend to throw off platform. So that's hard to be judgmental of now, but I don't care what level you play out. If you throw late, if you give yourself a pause, should I throw that, and then decide to throw it, that should I throw it buys everybody time to react, and you're screwed. So anticipatory throws are better than thinking too long. Saskatchewan is now giving up a defensive touchdown. They're still up, by the way, 10-7. But Calgary's fans have hope now. Saskatchewan's final drive is going to be a punt with no rouge. So all of a sudden, Calgary has made this interesting. Saskatchewan gets a relay run, and Harris throws a pick six. Folks, it's 10-7 at halftime. It's been a defensive week, except for the 41 scoring Montreal. I think Montreal scored 41. Somebody scored 41. All right, Calgary goes to work at home. Crowd on their feet after the halftime pep talk from Dave Dickinson. All right, guys, we managed to score on defense. Now let's try to score on offense. Yep, touchdown. Look at this. Right down the field go the hot Calgary Stampeders, the fans roaring as skipping into the end zone. 11, 12, 13, 14. It's a QB seam pass. Adams, or actually would probably be Walker now, but seam pass. And this particular seam pass is to the running back. So this is a pass to Mills, baby. P-A-T, and it's 14-10. The crowd roars as the undefeated Rough Riders now are on the ropes. Nah, not for long. It's going to be a field goal later. They know that they can just keep scoring anything, and they'll outpace Calgary. Well coached, Corey Mace. Snaps the ball. It's going to be a touchdown, but they miss the PAT. 10-11. So Calgary scores, but Paredes misses the kick. 11 is running back counter trace, so Mills is going to punch in another one, this time on the ground, on a counter run. PAT fails. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Leaving the door open for Saskatchewan to win this close. Another field goal, so while they're trying desperately to come back, Saskatchewan just keeps peppering the net, the end zone with field goals. 6 more for them in the third. We had a touchdown and a touch. So 13, folks. It is 20-16. Calgary leads by 4 over the undefeated 9-0 Saskatchewan Roughriders. The crowd on their feet, full capacity. No one is leaving this game. As Calgary at 3-6 have got a 4-point lead entering the fourth quarter, and they will have the final possession. So Calgary may finally put an end to an undefeated run. Calgary, first possession of the fourth quarter. Touchdown. Look at this. It's going to be, and the crowd roars, 8. It's going to be a running back run. Oh my God, Vaughn. We're going to give this one to Vaughn. Running back. PAT is good, and the fans roars. Now it's 27-16, and Saskatchewan is in deep trouble. Pick 6! Trevor Harris does it again. He double pats the ball, looks to the left, looks back to the middle, double taps, and says, I'll throw it back into the middle. It's picked off and returned by Johnson,
And that's going to wrap up Calgary's off. Well, no, they have one more. Forget that. Pick 6. And the Calgary Stampeder defense has scored 14 points. 2 pick sixes of Trevor Harris. And the Saskatchewan staff reeling. They are going to kick a late field goal, thinking they might be able to get it back. And that's it. Calgary now with an anticlimactic final run. And they're going to throw, no, they're going to go turnover on downs. So they just eat the clock. End of game. Turnover on downs. Holy cow. Vaughn scores a touchdown. Pick 6 is 14. Calgary puts 27 up in the second half. Saskatchewan intercepted. Saskatchewan field goal. Dang. So let's see here. 13-16-19 for Saskatchewan. 27-34 for Calgary and for the hometown fans. More importantly, they give Saskatchewan the first loss. And they climb to 4-6. And that wraps up week 12, folks. The recap, for those who don't want to go back and watch the other video, let's go ahead and recap week 12. So, 6-3 Winnipeg went to 4-6 Montreal. Winnipeg won on the road 41-22. Caleros had a rough start in this game with a sack and an interception, but then Caleros got it all straightened out, and they started pounding the rock and throwing touchdowns. They won 41-22. Winnipeg comes to 7-3. Montreal is now 4-7. Game 2 was instant results. Ottawa won on a roll. A simple die roll won the game. And then, of course, I used their averages per win, average per loss for scores. So Ottawa's average per win is 30. Their average per loss for Edmonton is 17. So they win 30-17. Edmonton is now 2-9. So this week we saw the worst team in the league at 1-9 win a game, and we saw the undefeated Saskatchewan Roughriders fall. 5-5 BC Lions went to 6-4 Toronto. This was kind of a rough one for them, as Toronto is rated A versus that BC defense on the road. So Toronto had a big advantage in this game, and they opened it up with 14 points. BC manages to shut them out in quarters 2nd and 3rd. But unfortunately, BC was shut out in the 1st and the 4th, so they couldn't score again. And then Toronto put up another double-digit quarter. They win 24-10. Toronto is 7-4. BC is 5-6. And then this one you have just seen: 9-0 Saskatchewan travels to 3-6 Calgary, and Calgary puts up 27 points in the second half, and they're going to win this game 34-19, giving Saskatchewan their first loss, and they climb up to 4-6. As things wind through this long season, remember they play 18 games in the Canadian League. 20, I think it's a 20-week schedule, 18 games, and right now it looks as though it is going to be some serious tiebreakers down the stretch, unless some of these teams start to really pull out. It's conceivable, right? In the final stretch, we're going to see some teams that are, 9 and, are, 9-9, etc. Might make the playoffs, might win their division. I doubt it. I hope not. I hope we have all winners in the playoffs. But right now, it looks like we're going to have a couple of teams that are stretched out and a couple of teams that stink, which means we're going to have probably 3 or 4 teams that are hovering right around 500. So we'll see, though, as we play. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.